So I'm supposed to be cleaning my house because it's a mess and I have guests coming over tonight and I have a little bit of like alone time in the house, which is very rare. But instead of cleaning, I felt inspired to film a video because I guess I don't want to clean. I want to take you on this journey of becoming a licensed school psychologist. So in certain states, school psychologists are allowed to practice more independently or as a licensed practitioner. And I feel like the meaning of that is different depending on where you practice. And this is like the common theme of our role and our job. And I'm strictly talking about master's level, specialist level practitioners. Because if you have a PhD or a PsyD, you do have more autonomy and the ability to do more things like working in university, having your own private practice. So with my licensure, I'd be able to do some of that, of course, within our scope of competence. So we do a lot of testing for educational diagnoses. We do a lot of educational testing. We do things for ADHD, a lot of things for learning disabilities. I feel like in some ways we're even better versed in SLD, even though we can't really seem to agree on the definition or I guess like how students qualify as having a learning disability. But because of that, there's a lot of discourse, there's a lot of research, and there's a lot of different ways that we can identify or determine that students have a learning disability. So I want to take you on this journey. I have a list of things that I have to get done to even apply to be a candidate and like a resident. I've been really pushing this off, and I'm hoping that this video will help me get through this process. I got a couple things done. I really hope it's not expired or, I don't have to get these documents done again because I had to reach out to people and ask them for a favor. I'm basically done with most steps and I'll go over each one. So the last thing I have to do is write a contract and send it to my supervisor. So I have a template. I don't know exactly what I need or if it's good, what else I need to add. And I'm wondering if my supervisor also has a template that she likes to use. So I need to get all that figured out. It's summer break. I'm trying to relax, not think about going to work in a couple weeks. So this is on my list of things to do for myself and also professionally. I feel like if I get this done, it's not just going to help me grow professionally, but it's also going to give me more opportunities professionally that will also impact my home and family and personal life. It's been on my list of things to do for a while, and I feel like for this new school year 5 of being a full-time school psychologist, there's a couple things I want to achieve, right? I really want to focus and prioritize my health and wellness, and I haven't been able to do that the past year. I just don't feel comfortable in my skin. I feel like mental health wise, I've been okay, but it's more like the physical health, which obviously impacts your mental health. So I want to get back into exercising, eating right, meditation, mindfulness, seeking out a therapist, maybe doing some journaling. I don't know. I just feel like I need to do more for myself. And I don't even want to say carve out time because I have some time in the evening, but then I choose to do other things. It's just so easy to rot. So easy to rot after a long day. You just lie, be horizontal. Let me see if I can clean a couple of these things, and then I can run over to the computer and show you what I need for my licensure application. There's just so much stuff. I feel bad throwing things away, blind boxes. The boxes are so nice, but do we just throw it away? So my cousins came and went. This one cousin got a university position in Missouri, and so she's moving this week. Not for good, but for a long time. So we had them over, had dinner. They got to play with the kids for a little bit. It was nice. We're back talking about the licensure process in Virginia for school psychologists at the master's level, and I'm just realizing that I'm looking at the paperwork here, and there's a huge spelling error for psychologists. Bruh. That's one of the biggest inside jokes of being a school psychologist, that no one can spell it. So I'm referencing the Virginia Department of Health Professionals Board of Psychology, School Psychologist, and School Psychologist Limited Licensure Process Handbook. I guess this is available to the public, but I don't know if it was not available before or I couldn't find it. I had one of my coworkers or colleagues from my district send it to me, and she's actually part of my cohort. She just moved to Germany, which is crazy. I believe it's because her husband's part of the military, and I'm really grateful for this resource. Like, thank you so much for sending it to me. So I'm reading off of the school psychologist limited application process. So I was reading off the wrong one. So I am looking at the school psychologist licensing processes by examination. There are 6 different steps. That sounds like a lot because there's a lot of text for each step. Number 1, education. So complete a minimum of a master's degree in school psychology from an APA, CAEP, or NASP accredited program or equivalent, and complete an internship. So if you're practicing, probably have that covered. Number 2, registration application. Required documents, official transcripts, so your bachelor's and master's, so internship verification form, and I hope I don't have to get that again. Supervisory contract, I am working on that. I'm hoping to finish that within the next week or so. Experience, number 3, gain postgraduate degree, supervised experience in the delivery of school psychological services within 1 to 3 years. So I guess once you apply and you become a resident, you have to obtain 1,500 hours of supervised experience, and your school, like when you're working in your schools as a school psychologist, those hours count. Because 1,500 hours is a lot. Meet with your supervisor for 2 hours per 40 hours worked. Okay, so that's like 2 hours a week-ish. Or if you want to do 1 hour a week, it would just take longer. Maintain supervision records. Have your supervisor complete the verification of post-degree supervision form. Okay, so that's covering the 1,500 hours of experience that you need. Step 4, examination application. So you apply online for a licensed school psychologist by examination. Yeah, step 4 is to apply to be eligible to take the exam, and step 5 is to register, take, and pass the exam. So you have to receive an approval letter to test. You must register with ASPPB, take and pass the EPPP Part 1 knowledge exam within 2 years. I'm getting anxious just reading this. Complete registration, schedule the exam, testing accommodations requests can be made to the board, take and pass the exam. They'll automatically forward your exam results to the board within 1 week of after your exam date. Step 6, assuming you passed, you'll get an email that you have been approved for licensure. Next steps, continue to monitor the regulations governing the practice of psychology. Board staff will mail your paper license and certificate to you within 30 days to the address on record with the board. Best wishes for your success. So that's a lot. I'm trying to take it step by step. I'm on step 2. Okay, at least I passed step 1. We're on step 2. I'm almost to step 3. I'm hoping we can start step 3 when the school year starts and we can get this ball rolling. I don't want to end on a negative note, but I have heard that the EPPP can be daunting and difficult, and I'm probably going to have to carve out some time to study, whether it's in the evenings, on the weekends. I could prep and hopefully pass the test. I also heard it's pretty expensive and just all consuming. So we will cross that bridge, or try to cross the bridge when we're there, okay? I'm assuming that'll be at least a year and a half from now, because I have to start collecting my hours. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I am sure other states that have this kind of opportunity or licensure process set up, it's going to look different. I'm just so glad that it's written out like this now, and there's just a step-by-step guide. I'm just really grateful for that. It is sad that I feel this way. It shouldn't be that difficult, right? Thank you for watching.